Okay, well, hi everybody. Welcome back. Welcome for our second session. Yeah, and we're in for a treat. We have Erik and Zach with us here in our studio here in Mexico. So they're going to be playing together some beautiful music. And so I'm going to pass it over to them right now.
Okay. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Well, it's good to be back in the musician chair, this time with a new musical partner.
It's good to be here for the first time.
Yeah, some of you might remember 2 months ago, I think it was, that Ricky, my friend Ricky Como, and I played together. And it was similar in that we hadn't played, Ricky and I, together in a long time. And so we were kind of just, we were really just winging it and asking, Spirit to just tell us what to play moment by moment. But it was very much a spontaneous experience of not having a clue. And Zach and I have never played together, really. I think maybe we've done some meditational music before together, but in terms of playing like a full concert, this will be a first.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like a beautiful opportunity to just kind of pray like moment by moment what it's going to be for us. And I think it's like this desire for both of us to like pray into what it is moment to moment kind of showed up actually as well in our process as we got ready for this concert together, where we got together like yesterday evening to run through some songs and come up with a plan. And I think we both kind of left that session feeling like not very connected to each other, and just kind of like, how are we gonna put this together? Like, what's kind of the missing piece here? What's going on? Because I'm not really feeling connected, and you're not really feeling connected. And then we kind of came together this afternoon. And I know in my heart, it was like kind of an insight like, oh, I still think it needs to sound good. Like, I still think it needs to be a certain way, like the chords need to line up. It needs to sound good. And if I'm like solely focused on that, then there's actually no space in my mind for like feeling connected with Erik, which I feel like is kind of the more important thing. Like, if I'm just focused on getting it right, then the whole point of why we do what we do in the first place is just completely overlooked. So, okay, well, no wonder we're not feeling good. And just by sharing that, actually, I think there was kind of an opening to kind of explore some of the things that were going on during that first evening. Some of the thoughts we had about each other as well. Which is like, this is really the only reason we would collaborate is to kind of be transparent with each other and share the thoughts and go through the healing. If it's just about like playing music, even playing music together as if we're like two people doing the same thing together in form, it's like, that's death right there. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, we're definitely out here to give you a concert, but we're really here to let the Spirit give us an experience of healing for ourselves, which we know is what all of you are here for, and it's, yeah, it always feels so deep when we're brought together in this community to collaborate for healing, because both Zach and we've been musicians for, I don't know how long you've been, I mean, like 25 years. I think I started learning guitar when I was a teenager, but it was really for a lot of egoic reasons. I mean, I originally just wanted to get more girlfriends, and that was my primary goal for learning how to play guitar and sing. And then, you know, as I got into the chorus, and especially when I came into this community, I could feel that the Spirit wanted to use my music purely for healing, and not. It was like no more trying to look good, no more trying to be a good musician. The only point of music now is for your own healing. And then in that, you know, the Spirit will still bring a blessing. Like the music will come through in a way that can bless everybody. But yeah, for Zach and I coming together today and yesterday too, it felt like there was just a lot of like things that we needed to expose, like judgments about each other. I had this judgment that Zach is very like linear with music, and you know, he has a lot of training that I don't have. I've always just been more kind of, I don't know, like a campfire guitarist. And I think you actually taught music or in a school for quite a while.
Yeah, middle school choir teacher.
So it's felt like coming together has just been for us to look at these self-concepts and expose them and release them, and just pray that the Spirit will play through us in a way that brings healing to our mind.
Yeah, I know for myself, I can see that music, when I joined this community, I feel like music was one way I could get love from people, basically. It seemed like that was what it was for. And actually, if I'm honest, I feel like it's almost, it actually is the only way I felt like I could get love from people. Like I came into the community with this super refined skill, but that was it. You know, when I joined the community, I didn't know the difference between a Phillips head screwdriver and a flathead screwdriver. I didn't know how to cook anything. Like some of these basic skills that people have, I just kind of missed out on somehow. So, but I can play a really good Beethoven sonata. So please love me for that is kind of how it came through. And so it almost feels like with some of these early lessons, like it became really clear early on, like, okay, but what's kind of the deeper wound? Like, how can I actually build a sense of self-worth? I mean, you know, sourced by Spirit, that lasts, that's not so dependent on, oh, but I'm really good at this skill. And that's where like really tuning into the fact that I do have a choice actually in every moment. Like, do I want to be so concerned with how it's going to sound or how I'm coming across? Or do I just want to feel connected? Because actually in the transparency of being 100% genuine, like right now, all these considerations don't really seem to be so important, like whether I play it right or not play it right, what skills I have, what skills I don't have. Erik kind of, in our joining and kind of unearthing some of these thoughts, I think Erik kind of told it like it is a little bit. I don't know if you wanted to.
You'll have to remind me, what did I say?
I think you were just kind of sharing like, yeah, I felt like when I met this person, I had these thoughts like, wow, he's like super weird and awkward, and I don't want to spend time with him. Like, I don't know how to connect to him. But the fascinating thing is like, for a certain period of time when you were sort of sharing all these things, and it wasn't just that, which is kind of the beautiful thing. It was like, it felt like one after another, like I've actually had all these things that I've been keeping in. And, it's like, I felt like you took a risk by sharing all these things, because the past learning, I mean, I know for myself, whenever I got these reflections in the past, it's like an immediate like defense, like, oh gosh, I don't want to hear that. The guilt's too much. Like, I don't want to actually consider the value in what's being shown to me. But the fascinating thing is, when confronted with that and just like kind of letting it in, like, oh wow, there's a certain amount of acceptance there. Like, that's what Erik thinks about me. Well, that's interesting. And there's like a relief there, because I don't have to wonder if people are like holding back because of me being defensive. It's like, oh wow, like I can trust that you're going to share what you're going to share. And in that, I don't know, something happens. It's like, I don't have to take it so personally either, because it's just what is. So I think in the moment, the only thing I could do is laugh. It was just like, oh,
Yeah.
he thinks I'm awkward.
I know, this is only in the hiddenness of these private thoughts that come up that they seem to have power, that we can all telepathically feel like there's something in between, and it seems personal, like my thought about you, but once it's exposed, and then there's like a space to see, oh, this is just a thought, like an ego thought. And then, I don't know, it was like we weren't feeling connected at a certain point today, but then, yeah, just started practicing no private thoughts and no people pleasing. and then it felt really good. Like, wow, we're just back in the love, back in the experience of like just trusting that we've been guided to this moment together to share and to collaborate and to be used, be truly used with a capital U, like for my mind's healing, for the healing of my mind. And I'm just so grateful for all that, the healing that these kinds of collaborations seem to allow. It's deep.
Yeah. So it's like small wonder why we weren't feeling connected last night, when there's this much underneath it that needs to come up. Then, like, that's the only option, actually. You can try and like rearrange the form, or try and fix certain things, like, oh, maybe I would feel better about working with you if you moved your mic stand a little bit, or played it a little bit better. But after kind of exposing the thoughts and whatnot, like, the love is right there. It's always right there. And the fascinating thing to me is, like, as soon as that happens and we're feeling connected, then the music actually sounds good. It's like, that's all that's needed. So that's why I think for us, this concert that I think we're going to get to pretty soon.
We might eventually play a song.
yeah, the concert is really about that because it's like everything is included in that. I feel like there can't be some aspects that we have to give up when we put the connection first. It's like, oh, everything just kind of falls into place because that's the most important thing, like feeling connected. Here, by necessity, means I feel connected to spirit. So I'm just kind of looking forward to practicing that.
Yeah. First things first. It's always about the relationship. Well, do you want to start with one? We've got a couple hours here. Some of you are watching on YouTube and Facebook, and for those of you on YouTube or Facebook, we're only going to be sharing a short period of this because we're going to be playing some copyrighted songs that YouTube will shut us down for. So we might play 3 or 4 songs, and then we hope you'll join us in the Zoom room here with everybody. We'll probably have a link there for you to join. To sign up for the full retreat. But which song were you feeling to start with?
I think it's good with Just Relax.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of my favorites of yours, actually, and it's a good way. I think a good way to start because it's like when I get filled up with like stress and expectations and stuff, I'm not even aware that I have a choice to choose the connection in the moment. So,
right, that's when relaxation is a good piece of guidance.
Like, do not fight yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, let's go for it.
Here we go. Just relax. Just relax and go slow. There's no need to hurry, for there are no monsters chasing you. Just be still and let go. There's no need to worry, and there's nothing that you really need to do. And take time to look inside, for I can promise you there's nothing about yourself you need to hide. Take off the mask, let the light shine on your innocent face. You've never done anything wrong. There's nothing scary to protect yourself from. Your nightmares are over, you don't need to run. Just open your eyes and see there's nothing to fear. All of your nightmares have long disappeared. Long time ago that you dreamed you left home and wandered outside in the cold all alone. You tried to make do with all your substitutes. they could not erase the pain of forgetting the truth. Well, it's still in your heart, and it's still in your soul. Just take off your heavy armor and let it go. And listen to me while I sing you this song. Your friends are all here, and your nightmares are gone. There's nothing scary to protect yourself from. Your nightmares are over, you don't need to run. Just open your eyes and see there's nothing to fear. All of your nightmares have long disappeared. So just relax, go slow. There's no need to worry, for there are no monsters chasing you. Right here and right now, you can be at peace. Only love is all around. I always love how I can feel sometimes when I'm really just in the flow, and afterwards it'll feel like my head is like kind of buzzing, like this, like almost like spirits like buzzing my head, expanding it, or yeah, it feels good. That was a beautiful experience. Singing that with you. Yeah, that was one we hadn't rehearsed too. That was our first time doing that one together.
Go figure.
Yeah, go figure. Yeah, there's something so precious when I've always loved collaborating with people musically, both because it brings up a lot of healing, but then when there's that feeling of being connected, it just feels like I don't know, like it feels like some kind of a mental dance, like being so like tuned in to hearing like the rhythm that you're going at, and then also hearing like the spirit moving through me, and how it just, I don't know, it merges, and yeah. Yeah, I remember too that when it was about 10 years ago, I was guided to get married to this woman, Armel, and she didn't have any musical training at all, but she was guided. She started hearing Spirit singing her these songs, and she was guided to write songs, and then she'd bring them to me, and I just remember it brought up so much so much healing for both of us in a different dynamic than you and I have, but with her it was like she had no training. She could barely sing on key, and so I just had to stay so, I don't know, like it really forced both of us, but I know for myself to just go really deep into letting go of all the judgments about how it sounded and trying to, get her to sing better, or like I had to really let go of all those preferences, but it felt so worth it, because then we would sing together. And the one thing that she had that was really was beautiful for me was a lot of passion. And when she sang and the passion would just come through, it was like, yeah, we both would just get into that really strong, passionate feeling to sing together. And then, yeah, that just made everything worth it. Like the experience of the fruits of healing and forgiveness. And yeah, there's a lot of forgiveness.
Yeah, I think I was mentioning a little earlier that it's interesting, like one of the things you shared about me earlier was the kind of linear, like, way of playing music that doesn't really allow too much room for feeling it and whatnot. But, when that pattern carries on for months or years, then I guess you get put into a situation where you've got a 2-hour session with about a day of rehearsal. So it's like at this point, I don't feel like it's possible to plan it all out ahead of time. It's more like you gotta feel it. And I really liked what you shared also about kind of like the Holy Spirit activation, like the buzzing, because it's like, yeah, I mean, I feel like that's kind of also when I can tell that I'm activated in a certain sense. It's kind of like I'm even just like sitting still, but there's just like so much energy in me. It feels like I'm on the edge of something, but I have absolutely no idea what I'm on the edge of. It's just this constant like feeling.
Yeah.
Which I guess is how the Holy Spirit uses it.
I know. I love that. I can know that I'm in the tractor beam when I'm like on the edge of kind of buzzing, and sometimes there's a little bit of fear too, but it feels so alive. That's what I love about this. I love about this whole community, and what David represents too is the spontaneity. And like Zach and I just really didn't know we were going to be playing together until I think 2, maybe 3 days ago. But it was like, oh, that feels expansive. This feels new. This feels fresh. This is not going to be something we can perfect in 3 days. So, yeah, it's almost like that we keep being guided to situations outside of the comfort zone. That was what Linda shared earlier. Linda at our La Casa de Milagros, she just arrived yesterday and said, when she shared this morning at the end, she said, I am really out of my comfort zone here. And that's so beautiful. I feel like that's when we're most happy and when we're most alive, is when we're not in our comfort zone. We're just right on the edge or a little bit out of it, outside of it, expanding our going beyond our limitations.
Because in that moment, it's like the Spirit can actually fill in the how. It's like only scary or a little bit fearful, I guess, when it's like you feel something. Oh, wow, this would be expansive, but how are we actually going to follow through on it? But the reason I guess it's expansive is because you actually don't know based on anything you could think of or understand from your past learning. And then that's actually how expansion happens in a practical sense, is it's like, okay, the Spirit fills in the how, and now, like, that's actually, I guess, how development of trust practically works. Like, you can read about the 6 stages over and over again, but without just kind of jumping off a little bit and saying, I feel this, and I don't know how I'm going to get from A to B.
Yeah.
And then
It forces us to like pray and ask and rely like little children. He says, like, relying on like an elder parent or an elder brother. Like we have to trust in something greater than our own intellectual mind and past learning and ego. And yeah, that's where the beauty, that's where the miracle happens.
Could
so
be a good segue to Fall on Me.
Okay, well, that's
We've
a
only
cover.
done one of your songs.
I think we need to. Right, I guess if we do that, then YouTube, we might have to shut it down a little early, because unless we just wing, see if our studio team would allow that. Maybe.
I don't know about that. we're getting.
We don't want to anger YouTube by playing cover songs, so
yeah,
maybe one more of mine before we go to something we could get busted for. Well, I'm open. Any that come to you. Silent Song was one possibility that popped in my mind.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. This one's called The Silent Song. Here we go. Can you hear the song playing silently everywhere? It's hard to hear if you're listening only with your ears. Can you see the light shining endlessly through your mind? It's hard to find if you're looking only with your eyes. Can you smile, smile, lightens up the world for a while. Don't try, it will come naturally when you're inspired by the love inside. Can you see we're imprisoned only by our beliefs, and we are free anytime we choose to be. If you take my hand, we'll rise together from this foreign land and see that we never need to think nor plan. We must only decide. We'll be happy once we've made up our mind. Walking faster only slows you down. Just be patient, keep your feet on the ground. Can you feel the love? It's all around to help you rise above all the pain and fear you've been dreaming of. It's all right to just let go and simply fall in love. Can you hear the song playing silently everywhere? It's right here, singing softly